You're standing in your kitchen. It's a Tuesday evening, nothing special. You just reheated some leftover steak. You take a bite, maybe a little too big, and you swallow before you've really finished chewing. And then it happens. The food stops. It's not going down. It's not coming up. You try to cough and nothing moves. You try to breathe in and the air just isn't there. Your eyes start watering. Your chest tightens. And here's the part that terrifies me as a doctor. You look around the room and there is nobody there. No spouse, no kids, no neighbor sitting at your table, just you. You have about 20 seconds of clear thinking before panic takes over your brain. What you do in those 20 seconds determines whether you survive this. I am Dr. James Harrove, 30 years in internal medicine, and I have treated more choking survivors than I can count. But the ones I remember most are the ones who came in and told me exactly what they did to save their own life when they were completely alone. Today, I'm giving you their playbook, 7 techniques ranked from basic to most powerful. And I need you to watch all 7 because the last one is the technique that has saved more of my patients than any other. But first, let me tell you why this matters so much if you're over 60. Every year, choking kills over 5,000 Americans over the age of 60. That's not a guess. That's from the National Safety Council. And here's the number that should stop you cold. Seniors are 7 times more likely to choke than younger adults. 7 times. Why? Because after 60, your swallow reflex slows down. The muscles in your throat lose strength. If you take any medications that cause dry mouth, and millions of seniors do, your food doesn't slide down the way it used to. Add indentures that make it harder to feel how well you've chewed, and you have a perfect storm. Nearly half of those fatal choking incidents happen to someone who is alone. So, let's make sure you know what to do. Tip number 7, the 3-second mental reset. This might sound strange for a survival tip, but stay with me because it's the foundation for everything else. When choking starts, your brain immediately floods with adrenaline, and your first instinct is pure panic, flailing, grabbing at your throat, running around. I had a patient named David, 71 years old, retired engineer. He choked on a piece of apple at his kitchen counter. He told me that his first instinct was to sprint to the front door to find help. He made it 3 steps before he nearly blacked out and fell into his dining table. What saved David was what happened next. He grabbed the edge of that table and a phrase popped into his head that his daughter had taught him. He told himself, stop, think, act. 3 words. Took him about 3 seconds. And in those 3 seconds, his brain switched from animal panic to problem-solving mode. So here's what I want you to do. Pick a phrase right now, I know what to do. Or stop, think, act, or even just calm, whatever sticks in your brain. Say it out loud a few times this week. Because when you're choking and terrified, your brain will reach for whatever's been practiced. Tip number 6. Get your phone and call 911, even if you cannot speak a single word. Most people think, what's the point of calling if I can't talk? Here's what they don't know. When a 911 dispatcher receives a silent call, they are trained to send help to that location. If you're calling from a landline, they already have your address. If you're on a cell phone, they can track your GPS. You don't need to say a word, just dial and leave the line open. If you can make any sound at all, a grunt, a knock on the counter near the phone that tells the dispatcher someone is in distress. I tell every patient over 60 the same thing. Keep your phone in your pocket when you eat or within arm's reach on the table. Not across the room charging, not upstairs, right there. This call takes 4 seconds, and it means that even if the next 5 techniques don't fully clear the blockage, help is already coming. Tip number 5. Stand up and lean your upper body forward at about a 45-degree angle. This is simple physics. When you lean forward, gravity starts working for you instead of against you. The food is now being pulled toward your mouth rather than being pushed deeper into your airway. If you're sitting when it happens, stand up immediately. Grip the edge of a counter or table for balance. Bend at the waist until your chest is angled toward the floor. Stay in this position for every technique that follows. Do not lean back. Do not lie on your back. Forward and down. Gravity is your first rescue tool. Tip number 4, the power cough. This is not a regular cough. A regular throat cough won't move a real obstruction. What you need is a cough that comes from your diaphragm, that big muscle under your rib cage. Here's how. While you're leaning forward, try to suck in whatever tiny sip of air you can get, even if it's barely anything. Then tighten your entire core, your stomach muscles, everything, and force the air out in one explosive burst from deep in your belly. Think of it like you're trying to blow out a candle that's 3F'd away using only your gut. Short, violent, powerful bursts, not a series of weak coughs, one massive push of air at a time. Try to get 5 of these out. If you feel the food shift at all, keep going with the power coughs. Sometimes that's all it takes. Tip number 3, the chair back self-Heimlich. If the power coughs aren't moving the blockage, go to the nearest chair with a solid back, not a cushioned couch, not a stool, a hard-backed kitchen chair or dining chair. Position yourself so the top edge of the chair back is right at your upper belly, just above your navel and below your ribs. That's your target zone. Grip the sides of the chair for control. Now, thrust your upper body forward and down so your abdomen drives into that chair edge, hard. You're trying to create the same burst of upward pressure that someone else's fist would create in a Heimlich maneuver. Do this in sharp, forceful thrusts. Don't be gentle. You might bruise yourself, that's fine. A bruise heals. This is about getting air moving past that blockage. Do 5 thrusts. Check if you can breathe, then 5 more if needed. Tip number 2, back blows against a wall or door frame. This one works differently from the Heimlich approach. Instead of pushing air up from below, you're using impact to physically jar the object loose. Find a wall or a door frame, turn around so your back is facing it. Now slam your upper back right between your shoulder blades against that wall hard. You want to hit the area right between and slightly below your shoulder blades. The vibration and impact can dislodge food that's stuck in the upper airway. Do 5 firm strikes. You need to actually commit to this. A gentle lean against the wall does nothing. You're throwing your back into it with real force. Alternate this with the chair hymn. 5 wall strikes, 5 chair thrusts. Keep rotating. And now tip number 1, the floor drop. This is the most powerful self-rescue technique that exists, and it is the one I wish every single person over 60 would practice once gently so they know exactly how it works. I want to explain this very clearly because this is the technique that most people say isn't explained well enough. So here it is, step by step. Get on your knees on the floor. Place both of your open palms flat on the floor in front of you like you're about to do a push-up from your knees. Now here's the key. Make 2 fists and stack them directly on the floor beneath your upper belly. 1 fist on the floor, the other fist on top of it, positioned right above your navel. Your body weight is now resting on those 2 stacked fists pressing into your abdomen. And then you drop. Let your elbows collapse and let your full body weight slam down onto your fists. You're essentially performing a Heimlich maneuver on yourself using the floor and gravity as your partner. The force of your body weight driving your fists into your diaphragm creates a massive burst of air upward through your airway. This technique generates more force than any of the others, which is why it's number 1. Let me tell you about Margaret. She was 74, lived alone in a ranch-style house outside of Nashville. She was eating a piece of grilled chicken one evening and a chunk lodged in her throat. She tried coughing. Nothing. She did the chair thrust on her kitchen chair. The food shifted but didn't come out. She told me she was starting to see spots at the edges of her vision. She got down on her kitchen floor, made her fists, positioned them just like I described, and dropped. On the second drop, the chicken flew out of her mouth and skidded across her tile floor. She lay there on her kitchen floor for 10 minutes, just breathing. She came to see me the next day and told me, "Dr. James, I practiced that one time 6 months ago after I saw something about it. A son, a daughter, a neighbor, a friend. Tell them you watched it and you know what to do. And if this information just gave you some peace of mind, hit that subscribe button so I can keep bringing you the things that actually matter for your health after 60. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe."